All right. Welcome back. Welcome back. Okay, bear with me. I'm still dealing with this. It's not really a cough, sort of a dry throat, right? So bear with me, please. Hope y'all doing good this morning or afternoon, whatever time it may be. Shout out to everybody able to join me. Lala, Range, Ryder, Buster Gundo, Gerard the King in the building, Mr. Jonathan Payne, and the infamous We Hate Dogs. I wanted to deal with a couple things here. Dogs are trash. One is dogs inside of this department store. Like I said, there's a tweet on my channel on Twitter, on my profile. If you go to my profile, can y'all see this? Yeah. If you go to my profile, this is my profile. That tweet is here, pinned to the top. And this is for people who see dogs in a store, grocery store or whatever, where they don't belong. Where these dog lovers are breaking the law and breaking the policy of the store itself. And I recently had a couple new posts that I wanted to deal with. This here took place in South Carolina. Okay, South Carolina. And this is at a store called Uncle Kyle's Sweater Emporium in Charleston, South Carolina. Okay, owner's dog sitting in a clothing shop, sleeping at the entrance with its tongue out, slobbering and all. Now look at this. Look at this. Yeah, I had to retweet this. A dog laying inside of a department store. Now, here's the bad thing. We can't just look at or see a dog inside of a grocery store and report it. I mean, I wish we could, but we can't. Now, when you're talking about a grocery store, there are laws that says you can't bring pets into grocery stores. That's free game. But some of these businesses allow people to bring their pets in there. And this department store is one of them. I actually called up there and I asked them, are people allowed to bring pets into the store? And he said, is your pet friendly? I said, yeah. He said, yeah, it's fine. So people can just bring their dogs into this store. So we can't put pressure on a company, on a business like this. Well, let me rephrase that. We can, but not based on law. We don't have any laws behind us. What we do have is the ethics, how unethical this is and how much of a violation this is to other people. Why are you allowing dogs into the store? What if someone who has allergies has an asthma attack? Do you know asthma attacks can be fatal? All it takes is for a customer to try on a sweater, have an asthma attack. Why? Because the dog's dander is now on the clothing. This is the type of game that these pro dog companies play. They have an allergic reaction. Maybe they start to break out in hives. Something happens because you allow customers to bring dogs into the business. I can't wait to get a lawsuit. I'm going to try my best to get a lawsuit when I find a company, a business like this. If I can't avoid it, why are you allowing people to just bring their dogs? And what do you mean if it's friendly? How would you know? You think just because I tell you that my dog is friendly, that it actually is? They may allow dogs into the store, but I'm questioning that decision. Is that a smart thing to do? Is it a considerate thing to do? You see, if there are no dogs in there, that won't hurt anybody. It won't hurt the dog owners who left their dogs at home. But if you allow people to bring dogs in there, that can hurt people. You follow me? Nobody gets hurt if a dog is not there. But if you bring a dog into a store like this, you victimize. It's really you launch an assault on a certain portion of your customers. That is stupid. And I will encourage people, don't shop at this store. Do not shop at this store. Now, I want to show y'all something about this company. If you Google the company name, look at what pops up. Look at their logo. Their logo is a dog. Okay? So this is a pro dog company. And this dog right here is inside of their store. So they used an image of a dog actually inside of their store on their website. They used this image to promote the store. So there's nothing you can do as far as policy. There's nothing you can do. There's no laws against it like there is with grocery stores. Grocery stores are really the main businesses where dogs have no business. I know some grocery stores let you bring a service dog in, but if you see just a random dog in there, people just bringing their dog into a grocery store, that's fair game. And that should be the primary focus when it comes to putting pressure on these businesses. But even the businesses that allow dogs in there, share those with me as well. Like this one, share those with me as well, because we can still voice our contempt for their policy of disregard for customers like us. This tells you they don't give a squat about offending some people, hurting some people, causing allergic reactions with some people. As I pointed out many times, several people have cynophobia. This is real. What about those customers? You want to bend over backwards to satisfy dog lovers, but you only do it at the expense of people who don't want to be around these things, who are allergic to these things. I have a huge problem with that. As we all know, the information that we have on cynophobia is flawed. It says cynophobia is the fear of dogs. Like all phobias, cynophobia is intense, persistent, and they called it irrational. It's not irrational. What are you talking about? There's nothing irrational about not wanting to be around something that's deadly, that's nasty. Yeah, I don't want to be around a germ, bacteria, and virus vacuum. Call me irrational? You're irrational for expecting me to put up with that filth. Expecting me to do something that's stupid. According to a recent diagnostic manual, between 7% and 9% of any community may suffer from a specific phobia. They don't know. Okay, let me just put it out there. They don't know what percentage of the country actually has cynophobia. They have no idea. They can't find that out, because most people who have it, they're not going to go and get diagnosed. They're not going to see a doctor about it. And if these medical industries, if they don't have any way to keep count or record of the people who have it, then they never know the percentage of people who have it. I argue that almost all people have cynophobia early in their life. All of them. And over the course of our lives, it is reduced by our parents, the adults around us, who force us to be in the presence of these things. And after a while, people will start to ignore the danger that they were previously concerned about. And there's nothing positive about that. There's nothing constructive. There's nothing good about losing your fear of dogs. There's nothing attractive or smart about being willing to go around a deadly mutant that has a strong track record of attacking people unprovoked. That's stupid. These people try to project it as somehow intelligent. Get out of here. Phobia goes beyond mild discomfort or situational fear. It is not just fear in response to a situation. Instead, specific phobias interfere with daily life and can cause serious physical and emotional distress. Okay, I don't see how. You often can manage or treat cynophobia with medications. This really burns me up, trying to project the idea that there's something wrong with people who don't want to be around dogs. No, there's something wrong with people who do want to be around them. Where's my proof? The fact that the people who want to be around them, they're the ones always ended up sick, mutilated, or their kids sick and mutilated. Get out of here, man. Y'all gonna have to change this, all you medical experts. This is nonsense. Symptoms. Now look at what the symptoms are. So you let dogs inside of your store, you irresponsible idiots. You let dogs inside of your store, and then you have customers who start sweating, trembling, who have difficulty breathing, increased heart rate, nausea, dizziness. You think that's acceptable? If there are no dogs there, then dog lovers, they're not going to experience a health crisis. It's nothing going to happen to them. That's not going to hurt them. And it's not going to hurt the people who don't want to be around dogs. The only time you, as the store manager or whatever, the only time you hurt people is when you allow dog lovers to bring dogs inside the building, inside of your business. So don't patronize these businesses. Avoid all dog-friendly businesses. They'll never get none of my money. Do not shop at Kyle's Sweater Emporium. Now, what would be excellent is if we had a lot more people on board with us. Could you imagine? You have 1 million people saying, I'm not going to shop there. Oh, they'll change that policy real quick. A big part of our problem is that we don't have enough numbers. We're not big enough yet, but we're working on it. We're getting there. Now, am I the only one who sees? Look at this. Am I the only one that sees a problem with this? With subjecting any percentage of your customers to this? Very harmful stuff. So, who is it? Kyle's Sweater Emporium. Y'all need to get your act together. And you will not get a penny from me. I'm not doing business with you. And I encourage anybody who hears this video, do not do business with this company. All right? Yeah, cynophobia. That's a sign that you are a sane individual. Okay? You have not been brainwashed. That's all that means. And they're trying to associate us not wanting to be around dogs with negativity. Get out of here. Now, there was a dog attack in Washington, D.C. I believe it happened a few days ago. I think Halloween. A 7-month-old was mauled by a pit bull inside of a home. Let's check this out.
Care with family is speaking. A DC family is speaking out after a vicious dog attack leaves a 7-month-old fighting for his life. The pit bull attack happened Thursday in Northeast. Our Lindsay Watts is live learning more about what happened and how the baby boy is doing tonight. Lindsay.
Teacher, I spoke to the child's grandparents and his aunt today. They are still in shock. This was a healthy and happy baby boy who's now in intensive care with critical injuries.
Every day is a fight for him.
Family is asking we don't identify the child by name, at least not yet, as they grapple with a life-changing reality.
He will never have a regular childhood, ever.
Okay. Question. Why didn't you think of that beforehand? Why didn't you think of that? Why didn't you think of all of this before you allowed a dog inside the house? That's the real question.
Baby's aunt says her nephew has a fractured skull and possible brain damage.
A fractured skull on a 7-month-old baby. Really? Y'all thought it was worth taking a chance having a dog around a baby?
Following a dog responded here to Dick Street Northeast around 6 p.m.
Man, what is wrong with people who think this is somehow honorable and acceptable to bring dogs around babies and kids? Even people who are not over the top dog nutters, it doesn't hit you as irresponsible to have kids around. You got a pit bull inside the house? What is wrong with you? Now, if a person like me were to see that and say something about it, you think I was the one who had the problem. If I was there and I said, what are y'all doing? With a pit bull inside the home, you got a 7-month-old baby there. What's wrong with y'all? Get that dog out of here. If I were to say that, you nutters would project me as some evil person, some sick-minded evil person, and you would not take my advice. You would not have taken my advice, and you would have went ahead to create the conditions for something like this to happen. Bring no pit bull inside no home with no baby there.
They say a woman as well as the baby were attacked inside a home.
My sister had left her baby with someone that was supposed to watch her baby for her. That person ended up leaving her baby with someone else without her knowing.
So somebody,
the woman injured was the dog owner.
Somebody was babysitting, and then they left the baby with somebody else. Oh, just leave them with the dog. That's goofball behavior. See, these people, they try to operate in the world based on their mind, their imagination, on fantasy. What's that fantasy is, the dog is harmless. You got a pit bull in the house, and then your goofy brain, you're saying it's harmless and it would never attack a 7-month-old. Nothing shocking about this. It's expected.
Owner's daughter. For now, it's not clear what's happened to the dogs or if there could be charges for the owner. We also don't know what led to the attack.
Oh, we don't know what led to the attack. In other words, that's their way of saying we don't know what the 7-month-old did to the dog. That's what they're trying to say. When the truth is, you shouldn't have had no pit bull in there at all.
This is just unbelievable. Something that we would have never thought would have happened.
Why would you have never thought that would have happened? That's my problem. And I have such a problem with that because there's no way for you to justify that you had no idea that this could happen. You know dogs got teeth, don't you? You know dogs got fangs, right? You know that they can bite, rip, tear, especially we're talking about a pit bull. You mean tell me you didn't know the pit bull could attack, could bite, could kill? I'm not buying that. This is just another mentality where these people, even as grown adults, got the mind of an infant, where you look at dogs like as harmless cartoons. Y'all got to get off of that. That's all these dog owners are, especially these owners of vicious dogs. These are nothing but adults with the mind of a flipping baby. And really, even babies smarter than that. You got the mind of a child. Some of you know this happens in many different ways. In many ways, people grow up into adulthood still having the thoughts and perceptions that they had when they were kids. Some people just don't grow up. A big part of what I'm talking about, of my position here, what I argue, a big part of it is pleading with people to grow up. Part of being an adult is operating on reality, not your goofy little imagination.
To us, it is hard. It is stressful. It is sad. We really just need some prayers and some support for my nephew. He is really fighting for his life.
She says her nephew has been a bright light and joy for her family.
Okay, so why didn't you keep pit bulls away from him? I can't buy no argument that, oh, I love my child. Oh, I love my child. Like I said, actions speak louder than words. You bringing pit bulls around your child? Maybe you do love your child, but guess what? You love that dog more. And you're willing to give up your child for that dog. I'm not going to say that these people don't love their kids, but one thing that they can't deny, you love that dog more. That's why you're only endangering the child. You're not endangering the dog by bringing the dog around the child. And this is a baby, 7-month-old. You're not endangering the dog at all, which is why I don't want to hear nothing about what no 7-month-old did to no dog. Even if a 7-month-old tries to attack a dog, they can't even hurt, especially a pit bull. So you only sacrifice the child's life and well-being. Only. That is proof that you care about the dogs more.
These are photos of him just a few days before the attack in his Halloween costume. He turned 7 months old in the hospital on Saturday.
His life has not even started.
Why didn't you?
It's already been traumatized.
And why didn't you think of that before you let a pit bull around him? This is what my channel is all about being smart, using common sense. Bringing pit bulls around babies, that's overboard stupidity. That's overt stupidity. It shouldn't take no detective or no psychiatrist to get you to understand that that's dangerous. So these people are simply breaking the law. They're increasing the level of danger inside the home. And when there's an attack like this one that results from them increasing the risk of a dog attack, they want to say, "Oh, I'm surprised. Oh, I never thought this could have happened." Keep in mind, these people who own pit bulls, they get off on how dangerous they are. That's what turns them on about pit bulls, is how dangerous they are. Don't play like you didn't know the thing could do this. What a mockery of the law, man. What a mockery of the law. What law? This is their website. Got a dog smack dab in the middle of their website. Okay. I just won't be shopping at your store. And if I do, I'm going to have an asthma attack. You know, as a matter of fact, I might shop at your store in hopes of having a real asthma attack. And I'm going to sue you for allowing people to bring these things inside, violating a lot of people's health condition and whatnot. This is documented. Letting these mutts inside of a store. For what? You're going to ask me, is your dog friendly? What dog lover is going to say that their dog is not friendly if they're asking if they can bring it inside of a store? You all know full well the dumbest idiot with a dangerous dog that's always aggressive is going to say that it's friendly. These people, this is a very gutter and low level class of people. That's what dog lovers, very low level, low class people. Shout out to Wandering Jules, who has been a member for 9 months. Big shout out to Wandering Jules. So just listen to the music in almost every dog video. It's Nick Jr. music, right? And when people encounter new dogs, they act all goofy and childish. Yeah. People, these dog nutters, they think that there's something magical about pretending that a pit bull is harmless. Just marinate on how childish of a mentality you need to think that way. They think that there's something magical about pretending that pit bulls are harmless. Every single pit bull lover has this mentality. They think it's so magical and so honorable and so beautiful to ignore the fact that these things are dangerous and pretend like they're not. That is like a drug that these people get high on. It needs to be called out. They can't justify the extent of endangerment that these things present. They will turn a safe home into a dangerous home. A home where there are no pit bulls, there are no vicious dogs. You really don't have to worry about a dog attack. That's just a fact. And when you bring them inside the home, now you have to worry about a dog attack. That is the most blatant breaking of the law. And that is so infuriating. That is just a way to spit on the law, the endangerment laws. You bring a dog, a big, powerful, muscular dog that was bred to fight and kill, just to fight and kill, bred to attack for sport, you bring one inside the home. That is a way of laughing and mocking endangerment laws. But these people, as always, they will go on about how, oh, it's never shown aggression. It's friendly. Now, I called up there and I asked them if I could bring a dog inside. And he asked, is your dog friendly? And I said, yes. That was the end of the conversation. Now, let's say I actually came in there with my pit bull. And let's say the pit bull stayed in the store for 20 minutes. A lot of people pet on it and it hasn't attacked anyone. So they say, yeah, it is friendly. And then suddenly the dog attacks. The point here is, what happens if it's not friendly? Then you got a lawsuit. Then you got all kinds of chaos. It's not worth the risk. How irresponsible could you possibly be to allow people to bring dogs inside of a store just as long as they say that it's friendly? Are you out of your mind? You know how many mentally ill people there are out here? When you're dealing with pit bulls in general, you're dealing with people who get off on endangering themselves, their family, and everybody else. You want to ask them if your dog is friendly? Yeah, I'm not participating in this foolishness with you nutters. Man. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. I'm overwhelmed with stories, with reports. It's pretty crazy. And, I had to take a little break because of my voice, but I am bombarded with crazy stories like this, man. Don't make no sense. So shame on this sweater shop. Shame on these people. Shame on you for violating a great percentage of your customers' rights to not be violated. Your customers' rights to not have to have an allergic reaction inside of your store. That is foolish. That is very disrespectful. That's unprofessional. It's flat out unprofessional to allow your customers to create a hazardous environment. That's all they're doing. These laws are going to be repealed. It's only a matter of time before you won't be able to bring no dog into no store nowhere. And you mean you actually got hospitals all across the country bringing these things inside of hospitals? No, it's time to change all that. Because see, you got medical professionals, nurses and doctors who also ignoring the health hazards. That's not going to fly. And they're ignoring it because those nurses and doctors are dog nuts too. They might be a nurse or doctor, but at home they're nasty. They're willing to, breathe filthy air. Look at this. They say around 33% of people with allergies in America are allergic to cats and dogs. Again, that's just of the people that have reported it. There's no way to find this out, which makes it more important for you to not let dogs inside of businesses. You don't know who's allergic. Now look at number 3. Look at this. You are not allergic to your pet's hair, but proteins and dander. Now I always try to emphasize that a lot of people think dander is just small flecks of fur. No, it's dead skin. Look at this. Many people aren't aware of this. You're not allergic to the dog's fur. Allergies, facts, and data show that you react to the proteins found in your pet's saliva, dander, or urine. People, I've showed y'all, just look it up yourself. Dog dander contains urine, saliva, and excrement. Urine, saliva, and excrement. That nasty, filthy mutt is especially nasty and contaminated around its backside. Think about it. You got a furry mutt that rolls around in excrement. Well, much of that is going to seep down to its skin, and it's going to be protected by the fur. So as it dries off and is dispensed in the form of dander, it will be dispensed slowly to the point where one drop of waste could be filtered into the air over a period of weeks. This is disgusting. Yeah, we need the laws. We need more laws. People should not be able to just bring pets into stores. They know full well there's some people who will see a dog in a store and decide not to go into it. What type of arrogant behavior is that? Disrespectful, unethical policy is that? Like, no, you can't. Having a dog, that's a personal decision. That's a unique lifestyle. You can't just turn public places into a dog lover's home. That's basically all they're doing. Trying to turn a store, or allowing the customers to turn the store into a dog house, just like what they have at home. No, we're going to always speak out against this nonsense. Speak out against it until you stop. Oh, yeah. These things are allowed to kill at will with no consequence to the. Yeah. These things kill, they attack, they mutilate. Nothing happens to the parent. Nothing. It's a legalized form of sacrifice. It's a very sick, very twisted, disturbing culture. Oh, yeah. Yeah, me too. Harlow said, I'm seeing more dogs in stores. Yeah, me too. Well, we're going to have more pictures of dogs in stores and more complaints about dogs in stores. That's what they want. They want the general public to get comfortable with dogs in everywhere you go. I don't think so. Nah, we should have spoke up a long time ago. Shout out to everybody able to join me for this brief live stream. And I might be back a little later on. Got some other things I want to deal with and some other things to deal with the members. I hope you all are able to join me as we continue with this crusade.